Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is all about my top 7 side hustles for 2021. Help you earn a bit of extra cash. Just to increase your cash flow a bit. Nothing too difficult, things that most people can do. And it will just, increase your income a bit, give you a bit of extra money if you're struggling or whatever. So, the first thing on the list is you should consider renting out your car. So if you've got a job that's, you live fairly close, or you've got public transport easily available, you should consider renting out your car, especially if you've got a car that's quite unique, something people will be interested in renting, or just an economical car, hybrid or whatever, electric car, whatever is popular these days. Now you can use Toro, which is a website specifically for renting out your car, and people will pay $50 a day or whatever just to use your car, and it's an easy way just to generate a bit of extra cash. And you can go on, you can use alternative transport, you can walk, you can cycle, whatever, to work. So whilst you're at work, you're earning a small amount there on the side as well. So number 2, another thing to consider is depends where you live in, of course, and your situation at home, but consider renting out a room. So if you live in a 2-bed flat, 2-bed apartment, or a house, and you've got a couple of extra rooms, perhaps you've got a room that's sort of separated from where you're living, where you can go on spareroom.co.uk, I'm sure, or Craigslist. There's various places where people are always looking for rooms and places to stay. And that's an easy way that you can just get a bit of extra income, because depending on where you live, if you live in a city, in the UK for example, London, people pay a lot for a room, so it can really increase your income quite a bit. And I should imagine it's the same in New York, Los Angeles, in the United States. So well, wherever you are really, people are always looking for rooms, but obviously the price will vary a lot depending on if it's a city, a small town, that kind of thing. But that's another way that you can increase your cash flow. That's a good little side hustle there, especially if you combine all of these that I'm going to tell you. It'll add up to quite a considerable amount over the month. So first thing was renting out your car. That'll get you $50. Renting out a room, you probably earn $500 up to $1,500, if you live in New York or a place like that. So it depends on the location, of course. Now, next thing to consider, if you live in a major city, something that's always people are always looking for is parking. There's just no parking anywhere. I've been to London many times, and it is the most difficult thing. I went to a football game one time, and I actually finally got to the game, halfway through, because I just couldn't find anywhere to park, and I was there, about an hour before. So what you can do is you can rent out your parking space. If you've got an allocated parking space and you live in an apartment, you can rent that out. Or if you've got a garage or whatever, you can also rent that out. Price will vary, but you can look at similar sort of properties in your area, and then you can put on a price. So if it's something that you don't use, for example in the UK, most people have a garage, but they don't even put their car in it, they just leave it outside. So you've got that space just free there, and you may as well rent it out. People are always looking for parking. You can go on there's various websites for this. One example is Just Park, so you can go on Just Park and you can list your space on there, and see how much you'll get for it. And again, to combine it with the other renting out your vehicle, and renting out a room, and then rent out your garage as well. You're probably not going to have much space left for yourself, but renting out all these things, it all adds up to quite a bit over the month. It will really increase your wages, I suppose, if you count it as an extra wage, on top of your usual job. It will really increase it quite a bit. So just something to consider there. Next thing is Teespring. If you haven't heard of Teespring is basically a website where they'll basically sell your design, ship it, in a t-shirt, you know. So you design your t-shirt, and they will be in charge of making the t-shirt, printing the design, shipping it to the people, and they'll take, you know, a portion of the price. But so all you need to do is just make the design and put it for sale, and that's it. So you can, if you're quite creative, if you're good at graphics and things, you can, you know, upload various designs on there, and if people buy them, you'll get a portion. If you have some way of promoting that, on Instagram, Facebook, you know, you can publish it on there to all your friends and things and your family, and, you know, just get people to see it, and people will buy your designs. I personally know people that have done this. When I was younger, when I was in school, I think it was a different website then that they used, but, you know, the same thing applies. You know, they just made designs and people bought them, and they were making, you know, like $400 or so per month at like 14 years old. So, you know, it is a way to make money. Obviously you'll make a lot more if you've got some sort of following on Instagram and that kind of thing, where you can sort of share it and publish it, but you can also publish it, you know, on Facebook groups and things like that, you know, just to get it out there and get, because people are interested, you know, that they do sell, especially if you can make good designs. You know, that's another way of making a bit of extra money. There's various websites that do similar things as well. So, you know, you do just Teespring, but you could put, perhaps, you know, put the same designs on other websites, and, you know, get a lot of designs out there in different places, and, you know, increase your sales. So that's a way of getting a bit of extra cash. Not too difficult to do. You do it in, you know, half an hour here or there. You know, it's just a simple tip there. Now, another thing is this one's a bit more this is a bit more that you may not want to do this one, but medical studies. Now, lots of people do medical studies. Basically they pay you to try all new drugs and things like that, creams, whatever it may be. You'll just have to take them, and then they do, you know, they ask you what effects you're feeling and things like that, and normally you keep a diary, that kind of thing. And they pay quite a lot for this, you know. They'll pay it from hundreds of dollars to thousands, depending on the trial and the company and things like that. But there's websites for this. You can look online. You know, if you find a company that's fairly sort of accredited, most things, you know, it's not going to be a horror story. You're not going to turn green. You know, most of these trials are not going to have any effects on you whatsoever, let's be honest. For most people, as long as you haven't got any allergies and things, it'll be fine. You probably won't feel anything. But, you know, that's a way of just getting a bit more money as well. A lot of students do medical trials, so, you know, consider that. Let's just check my notes. Another thing that you should consider is delivering with Uber. Now, I'm sure you know what Uber is. Uber Eats. That's an easy way to make a bit of extra money. There's deliveries of food I'm talking about specifically, not Uber as in a taxi, the taxi service. I'm talking about Uber Eats. You know, that's easy. You just go and pick up the food, you go and drop it off. There's not much interaction involved there. You just leave it at the door, and they pay on card or whatever. You can get some good tips as well, especially if you live, you know, in the United States, where there's a sort of more of a tipping culture there. You can earn quite a lot just off the tips, plus what you're earning, you know, from the actual app as well. So that's a good way of earning some money if you've got a motorbike, you know, a fairly cheap car to run. That's easy to do. You can also do, obviously, the taxi service as well, but that's got a lot more checks involved. There's a lot more sort of security things involved with that, you know, because obviously you are taking people in your vehicle and that. So, you know, Uber Eats is an easier option. You know, it's easier to apply for and get accepted and things like that. So that's another option. If you've got some spare time after your job, you can just, you know, start that up and go and do some deliveries. Not difficult at all. Anyone can do it. As long as you've got some form of transport, you'll be able to do that. One extra tip there here that I would suggest, you know, you can make a lot of money doing this, but obviously it will depend on you know, if you're lucky, if you've got a following, that kind of thing, is selling ebooks or courses. Now, you can sell courses if you go on, I'm not sure how to pronounce the website, it's udemy.com. It's basically a website for selling courses. You can go on there, you can make like a video course. If most people have some knowledge that they can use, you know, they can teach other people. It doesn't need to be a long course. Most courses on there are about $10, and it's just a short sort of video course teaching you a few things. There's courses, for example, the Excel, programming, that kind of thing. You know, if you know all about Excel, you can just do an Excel course, put it on there for $10, or you know, if this is a new course, put it a bit lower, and you will sell courses on there. Another option is Skillshare. Skillshare is a bit different because you get money there depending on the views. So you upload your course, and if people watch it, you know, to access Skillshare, you have to pay a subscription fee, and you get access to all of the courses that are on there. You know, for like, I don't know, $10 a month. And then the way the money is distributed is it depends on sort of your share of the views. So if your courses on Skillshare get a lot of views, then you'll get a higher percentage of the money. It's very possible to make quite a good amount of money on Skillshare, especially if you have got, you know, a valuable skill to learn. Maybe you're a doctor or something, I don't know, programmer, web developer. You know, there's thousands of courses on there. So that's another option. You can do Skillshare, you can do Udemy. What else can you do? Ebooks. Ebooks is another option. You know, you might just make a small PDF file. You know, that's what an ebook is basically. It's a PDF, and there you just, you know, just write 10 pages, 12 pages or so about a topic. You know, so some tips for something. I don't know. Depends what you want to do it on. You could do it on diets, for example. You could do it on ECommerce. You know, there are, you know, unlimited possibilities. You know, there's so many things you could do. If you know how to play the violin, you can do it on how to play the violin. You know, there's many options there. So that's another great option. It will take a bit more time than the other option. Same with the courses there, because you obviously have to make it first. But an ebook's not that long. I mean, you could probably do an ebook in a day. If it's just a short, simple one that you're going to sell fairly cheap, you don't need to go mad on it. You know, you put it on there for $7, $6, whatever it may be. But people will buy them. If they're interested in the topic, they'll buy them. If you've got, you know, Facebook, Instagram, publish it on there. YouTube, publish it. Twitter, whatever. You know, get out there and people will buy it. And then that's some extra money for you. Obviously, the first few options that I mentioned, they're a lot easier. You know, they're easy to do. And if you've got a house, you can rent the room. You know, just like that. It's not. There's no preparation really involved there. You just got to make the account on the website and put the room up for rent. Same with if you park in and with your vehicle. So you know, there's a lot of options there. You know, with all of these things combined, you can really get quite a bit of extra income. And it can make a difference, you know, to your finances. If you've got things to pay, if you want to, you know, want to reduce any debts you've got, that kind of thing. You know, this can help. It's just that bit might make you, you know, a few $100 extra a month, and you can use that, you know, to pay down the debt or to invest in something or to save up for a new car, whatever it may be. So you know, that's my video on, you know, my top 7 side hustles. I hope, you know, it's been helpful to you. Give the video a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.